Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. This video is all about hand grips for CFMOTO CFORCE. We're going to talk about it. We've got our CFORCE 1000 build that we're working on. This one has the Team MSC headers. It's got the dual RJWC exhaust. It's also got our Vati Varico intake kit and just a lot of other things that Joel's been working on behind the scenes. And this thing is an absolute ripper, son. It's got our MSC Stage 3 Trail clutch kit, the MSC tune, and as you can see, Joel's widening this thing out. This thing is super fun to drive. But anyways, let's get right to the point. Joel is actually going to show you a couple tips on removing your OEM grips, or later on down the road if they wear out or you just want to change it up. You want to change the look of your machine. Hand grips is one of those things that you can do with changing up the color, anything like that. We've got a few options here that Joel's going to talk about. We're going to install them, and then we're going to leave on the ones that we want for this particular build, but we like all of them. And of course, you can get any of these options right there at mainstreetcycle.com. I'll have a link down in the description of this video. All right, we're going to show you this air technique on getting off the grips. Joel, he's going to use this tool here.
This is actually a grip tool we have,
yeah,
but it just goes under the edge of the grip.
Let me show him. Just.
And this is factory, not been pulled off.
That works nice.
No,
yeah, there's no glue on it from the factory.
Just a little, but it ain't very much.
Okay.
And then I also would use it to put it back on too, like even the grips we have.
Basically,
you don't have this,
yeah.
Air blower. You can even put it in this end.
Well, that was too fast. That's nice. That's a good little tip for y'all. If you have the, if you have the air pressure to be able to do that. So, yeah. All right. So once you get your bolt out, get the hand guard out of the way if you have one. If you don't, you just get straight to this part here. We actually glued these on a while back. If you've glued them on, you just got to do the old-fashioned way and just cut them off. Take your knife, be careful, and cut it and peel it off. Pretty simple. And then just clean up. We'll show you how to clean these in just a second so that you can add your new ones. All right, so the first grip that we're going to show you how to install, remember we've got a few, so but the first one is going to be the LockOn Grips. This is a really cool option that we have for you. It's, like I said, down in the description of this video. And but yeah, you just simply open your package, get it ready to go, and now we're just going to slide that onto the handlebar.
Flat spot here goes down so the throttle doesn't hit this.
Okay, got it. So that, shove that on. Those are going to look really good. And just install the Allen head bolt. Those look pretty sharp. So with these, glue is definitely not required if you're securing it using the lock-on method here. And then you can put your factory bolt back in the end. All right. That looks sharp. I like that.
Usually the aftermarket grips are a little bit shorter on about any of them you buy. We can just move this down to the grip.
That's right. Now you can adjust your throttle if you need to, if you like that. Yeah, you don't have to, but you can loosen that, move this assembly out. But like Joel said, almost every aftermarket grip is going to be a little shorter. One other thing, you could slide this on in, but then you have this gap here. So anyways, your preference, where you want it, you can slide it out like we are and adjust your throttle out. So to adjust the throttle out, really simple. You just simply take a Phillips head and these two little Phillips head screws there. And then once you loosen your screws there, you can simply just move that out to where you want it and tighten her back down. Simple as that.
If the throttle is tight, which you barely move it any, but if it's already on the verge of being tight, this right here you can screw in, and the more you screw that in, the more slack it's gonna have. But if this is tight and you turn the handlebars, it'll rev it up without giving it gas.
Absolutely, good tip.
So you want to be sure this has got a little slack in it.
Yep, don't need to pull on that throttle cable. All right, looks sharp. I guess now we'll show them another grip option that we have. So we do have another option. These are not lock-ons. This is more of a traditional style where you would just slide them on and glue them down. But now we're going to go to one of these colored options that we have. We have blue, green, orange, and red. All looks really, really nice. So if you got a colored theme for your particular machine, this is a great option for you. Once you get everything opened out of the package, you'll see that you have your Fusion Catalyst spray here to bond your grips with the Fusion bonding strips. So you definitely want to make sure that your handlebars are clean before you move on to this step. Not as important with the LockOn grips because you're counting on the LockOn part to secure your grips and keep it from slipping. But now we're going to make sure everything's clean and get these installed.
It's 3 layers. Peel one side off. The sticky side's in the middle of them. So we'll stick it right where the grip's gonna go. Let's see, it's gonna wrap plumb around, so you're gonna wanna get this side started back off. Or when you stick it down, it don't be on top of each other. Sprays on the grip. This is what activates it. And then spray in the grip a couple times. Spray is what activates that strip.
Boom.
I just put it where I can read it. You can turn it however you want.
That's right.
Well, with this, you could cut the end off if you wanted your bolt back in it, but with these, it's actually got a big hard cap on it. It's not just soft.
Yeah, that's hard. That's a nice grip. I like that one. Once you get in position, you got it where you want it. Make sure you do that pretty quickly, just like with a glue application. And then you need to let it set for an hour. Let it sit for an hour. Don't try to twist on it. Don't put a bunch of pressure. Just let it sit, cure, and then you'll be good to go for a long time. So again, you can get these grips at mainstreetcycle.com. All right, guys, on this assembly here, to move it, you've got 2 screws, one there and there. Take those out, Phillips head screws. You'll open this up, and then you've got
this one here.
Yeah, that tab there. You loosen it.
And
yeah, you can move it back and forth. That there's just hardened on rubber and glue from the previous grips that we glued on. But you can move it and lock it down right here. That's what really keeps it from spinning. And then you just take and assemble your switches back together. But Joel, you said that there's a couple of models.
Right here on the bottom piece of plastic, right at the base of these wires here, there's a peg that goes into the bar. It'll have a hole in it and a peg that goes in it. Now they don't have to go in that hole.
Right.
You could cut it, but then it won't hold itself stationary.
Yeah. So
really best to not move
yes, but on some models, if you have the one that has the peg in it that sets it into the handlebars to keep it from spinning, you're not going to want to move it anywhere. Just leave it alone. And like I said, you may be comfortable with it where it's at, but with this particular model, this is a CFORCE 1000, we were able to move it. It doesn't have the peg. So yeah, you can check for that. Up to you, personal preference. Make it comfortable for you and your riding style, and tighten everything down. But that's going to do it, guys, for this video. We've got some grip options for you. You can find that at mainstreetcycle.com. We have a couple of different styles for you to choose from. The OEM grips are great, but if you want to just make a change to your ATV, we got what you need. So go check that out. We appreciate you as always. God bless you. Remember to keep it real. We'll see you in the next one.